So hello everyone. You might be wondering why of all the things that we start in a discussion for this course, we start with a Gantt chart. As I have observed, many of you are still at the initial concept of their thesis or papers or research, and some may be going for a proposal this semester. And most likely, most of you, if not all, have forgotten about the Gantt chart or to include a Gantt chart on their paper. Although, when I ask for what is the importance of a Gantt chart, many of you have answered that it is for keeping track of deadlines or schedule of a specific project, which is actually true. In fact, this one, keeping track of deadlines and schedules scored 10 points, meaning most of you answered that. But there are some who managed to add some things regarding about the importance of a Gantt chart. First is visualizing projects. It's actually easier for you to see something rather than to read about it. If you see your schedules, it's easier to understand it. It's much like a storyboard of a movie. When you see your storyboard, it's easier to understand what's happening in a certain frame. In this case, on your project. It's also a good way to keep track of your resources. Your Gantt chart may include some components that will let you see some resources that are specific for that project. It could actually add something to keep track of the workload, which will make it easier for you to divide the workload. It's also for managing dependencies, prioritizing activities, and of course, the monitoring of your progress. So a Gantt chart is a type of bar chart that illustrates a project schedule. So basically, bar chart lang yun na siya. Gantt chart is constructed after you have your initial concept, after you have gathered all of your review of related literature, and you have conceptualized the problem of your or the thesis and the objectives. It's there that you start planning not only on what are the things that you are going to do, but also on how you are going to do it. So basically, the chapters 1, 2, and 3 of your paper. And then Gantt charts have become a common technique for representing the phases of activities of a project work breakdown structure. So it was introduced by Henry Gantt around 1910 and 1915. So it looks similar to this, but it could of course change based on things that you might want to add about it. So the division of workload, the resources, and other things. So it's a bar in each row identifies the corresponding task. The horizontal position identifies the start and the end times of the task. The bar length represents the duration of the task, and task durations can be compared easily, and it's good for allocating resources and rescheduling. Precedence relationships can be represented using arrows. Critical activities are usually highlighted, and slack times are represented using bars with dotted lines. The bar of each activity begins with at the activity earliest start time, and the bar of each activity ends at the activity latest finish time. The advantage of this is it's simple, good visual communication to others. Task durations can be compared easily and good for scheduling resources. And it has its disadvantages also, but minimal lang. Dependencies are more difficult to visualize, and in data minor changes in data can cause major changes in the chart. So to construct a Gantt chart, it's fairly very easy. You have so many tools that you can use right now, and some of those tools, which are the project management software presented here, might be obsolete now because there are so many existing project management software out there that you can use. You can even use your Microsoft applications or Sheets and your Word application or Docs or word processor. So the benefits of a project management software is you can calculate project schedule, resource smoothing, automatic generation of reports, and charts. Of course, dili po niya ma-allocate ang mga resources, no? Wala siya mga limitation, an estimation of task durations, and of course, it cannot make its own decision. So it's always up to the researcher. Okay. So now that we are done with the presentation, the reason why we start with a Gantt chart, usually, other than it being forgotten by many researchers, it's because most of the time, this course right here, the ICT 282, was usually made for the preparation of the students for their research projects or special projects. Muna siya ang iyang initial nga course why this was made for special project. But as we go for research university, this has changed, and I have been changing the way I teach this course. I'm using this course as a guide or a help for students who are trying to write their paper. You see, this is not just about software development, but it's also about methodologies. So most of the time, this course will dwell on the methodologies, the one that will help you in writing your paper and finishing your paper so that you can actually write your paper up to chapter 3. With this course, with this subject. So basically, what I want to do in this class is that you will start writing your chapters 1 to 3, even though you are still trying to conceptualize or you are still at your concept stage as of this moment. By the end of the semester, you are supposed to be done with your chapters 1 to 3. Hopefully, you will be able to propose this semester. So muna siya ang target for this class, for this course. Okay? So if you have any questions, clarifications, especially relating to writing your paper, don't hesitate to comment or message on this presentation, and then I will try my best to answer all of your queries. Okay? So that's it for now. Thank you.